Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Hope you're doing well, and today was a day, ladies and gentlemen, because Shams Charania put out the signal that Giannis Antetokounmpo is basically finally ready to jump ship from Milwaukee, essentially. I don't understand what this would be reported for any other way than that, but the Milwaukee Bucks, who have been dealing with the ramifications of their season coming to an end in the first round yet again. And Damian Lillard, who they never... Look, you guys never should have stuck your beak in the Damian Lillard business. And I think this is why a lot of Heat fans are mad at me and yelling at me, because I'm just here trying to have a little fun, baby. And I can't have fun anymore. And I gotta be honest with you, Heat fans and Heat Twitter, you guys changed. We used to have fun. We used to be in a society where you could have fun, but you guys are so downtrodden and so beaten, I don't even recognize you anymore. Like, what happened to cocky Heat fan? It is easy to be cocky in the midst of having a hand of cockiness, but you are supposed to be almost inordinately arrogant. And I don't understand what happened to you and why you changed. It's like you've lost this much pain. You saw The Godfather speak this past week, and you've lost faith in that man. You've gone out there. The man had a situation with Jimmy Butler. Didn't want to pay Jimmy Butler, which, by the way, maybe Jimmy Butler ends up winning the championship. I was for paying Jimmy Butler. Everybody knows my record on it, right? But there was a reason they didn't want to pay him, and it was a case of not only just the missing games getting annoying, but, hey, how is that going to age? What is he going to be like? And I got to tell you, Jimmy Butler looked fantastic in this last Warriors game. Maybe he'll make me look real stupid tonight and start hitting a lot of threes. But that was his first 30-point game in the playoffs since game one against the Boston Celtics 2023. And, dude, I don't know if he has that fastball in him. I have been watching. And, yes, he came out like a bat out of hell with the Golden State Warriors. He also basically had a half of the season off. It's set up perfectly for him. But he's playing with a busted ass. He's got no Steph Curry, and it's a big, tall task. And if they don't get it done this year, maybe they got some kind of extra card, but it's probably going to make Jimmy Butler the third most important Warrior next year if there is some kind of Hail Mary we don't know about. And I think that was kind of Pat Riley's point the whole time. So as I said with the whole thing is there's nothing the Miami Heat can say in the midst of all what the Warriors are doing to make it feel better. They just got to sit back and hope that it flames out for Golden State. Golden State said, their owner's on the record, he was worth every freaking penny. If that's what they want to just do is get Steph to the second round, and now he's, of course, hurt with that hamstring. If they would have had him, maybe it would have worked out better. But this is what happens when you invest in 35 and 37-year-olds. So everybody is downtrodden and beaten. They don't want to have any more fun with the Giannis Antetokounmpo thing. And people are like, Tobin, stop getting our hopes up. Tobin, Stop whale mongering. Stop going out here and trying to get us all riled up. And I cannot stress this enough. I am not responsible for your hope, okay? I'm responsible for my hope. And if I can be reckless with my hope and bounce back better than I ever have been, then you can do the same. I've already gone through my wallowing and my whimpering and my sadness from the last time this blew up in my Wild Heat Coyote face. And it was for the Damian Lillard saga, which these bastard Milwaukee Bucks stuck their beak into, and they never should have. And then I understand why that summer was scarring, but you have to recall, it's not like nobody ever wanted to be here, okay? That the Miami Heat, they went and they got Jimmy Butler. And then Jimmy Butler, he wanted Kyle Lowry. The Heat got Kyle Lowry. Okay? Gonna be a Hall of Famer. I know it wasn't the greatest tenure, but it wasn't awful either. The teams were good. And years later, then Damian Lillard wanted to be here. We got a petty GM that wouldn't make it happen, and an agent that just got a little too funky and a little too cute and a little too aggressive in the media. Blew it up in our face. Acme style. And now everybody just thinks there's no shot the Miami Heat will ever be able to bounce back from this again. And I got to tell you, look, if you don't think that way, you don't think that way. Don't watch the videos or mock me in the comments, or watch the videos and mock me in the comments. That's fine, dude. But I'm seeing a lot of people out here who are talking about some crazy shit in this Giannis Antetokounmpo thing. And look, maybe the Milwaukee Bucks will get an offer for Giannis that no one will ever match in the history of assets. That's literally what everybody says when every superstar comes up. We're going to get an asset haul like it's never been seen. They were saying about Kevin Durant. We're going to get an asset haul like it's never been seen. It always comes out that way. But ultimately, when these things happen, the star gets to go where he wants to go. The outlier to that in this entire saga and star power scenario, there's really been like two I can think of where it didn't happen. Kawhi for a year in Toronto, which they had the ultimate gamble that paid off because they won a title and then he never came back. And Damian Lillard being shipped to Milwaukee when he had only interest in going to the Miami Heat. But for the most part, when a guy wants to go off and he wants to move to a new location, when he wants to go to a new location, he pretty much gets to go where he wants to go. Pretty much he gets to go where he wants to go. Maybe, there's a couple out there where it hasn't worked out. Fine. But normally, when a guy decides I want to move on to somewhere new, he gets to go where he wants to go. And maybe he'll be bent to a second choice. So look, I'm not going to sit here and say the Miami Heat have the fullest deck to go and get Giannis Antetokounmpo. I understand what the Rockets have. I understand what the Thunder have. I could understand potentially what the Spurs have. All right, dude, fine. If he wants to play there. And I think the thing that has been interesting is this guy has upheld a market in Milwaukee, which they're very proud to get a new arena and really revitalizing the Bucks franchise as a whole, which is very much something he's responsible for. He's never gotten to do that free agent pursuit. Nobody really gets to anymore. But when he meets with Bucks brass, if you don't think that he's going to be given a list of places that he wants to go and that's going to dictate where he probably ends up going, I think you're sorely mistaken. Now, will Miami be on that list? I have no friggin' idea if they will be. I can talk you into reasons why I think they would be, but they would just be speculation. I don't know. I could tell you about the agent, and the agent having probably a pretty positive relationship with the Heat, I'd imagine, with paying. Remember this going back to the bubble, and this could have been done by the Miami Heat, right? They could have had Bam Adebayo wait out the contract, had a little bit more flexibility to go pursue a Giannis Antetokounmpo, and would have been in maybe a better financial position, but they didn't do that. They decided right off the bat, we're giving Bam his extension. We're going to take care of Bam after making it to the NBA Finals. And right as soon as he was available for another extension, boom, gave him an extension. So I'd imagine Alex Saratsas thinks his relationship with the Miami Heat pretty top-notch. Will that come up in the meeting with the Bucks? I have no friggin' clue. Do the Miami Heat have even interest in doing a Giannis move if they can do it with having to give up either Bam or Tyler? Does that make even sense to pair Bam and Giannis and Bam or Giannis and Tyler and figure out the rest of it, whether it be a Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, Ware, or Wiggins, Bam, Davion Mitchell, Alec Burks, Giannis? Like, does that make sense? I don't know. Guys. I understand, but do the Rockets come with their, if the Rockets come with their picks, and does that maybe have more of a treasure trove for the Bucks? Yeah, I could see that for sure. Would Giannis, looking at the scenarios of going to the 2 seed and going to a team that got waxed by a team that's about to get gentlemen swept by a record amount, could you put team status even close? No friggin' shot. Obviously the Rockets, are in a better place. But I will say this. If I was Giannis, I've just gotten bounced from the first round 3 straight times in the East. I want to go win a championship. Okay? That's what he says he wants to do. I want to go win a championship. Do you want to go to the West? Like, if you're just talking about that, I want to win a championship. My team has been drained of all of its assets. My best teammate his Achilles is popped. Do you really want to force your way out to the West? Yes, you may be in a better situation, but you're going to have to go through a friggin' gauntlet to get to the finals. Whether it be OKC, unless he joined OKC, which maybe he wants to go to OKC. If he wants to go to OKC, dude, if Giannis wants to go to OKC and OKC's not, then we're all sunk. Of course, that's what they've probably been waiting for this whole time. So if he wants to go to Oklahoma City, then I guess we're okay. No bigs. Tip of the cap. But has anybody in the history of man wanted to go to Oklahoma City? No. Has anybody ever wanted to go to the Thunder as a free agent? Or the Utah Jazz if they got Cooper Flag? Oh, would he go to? Has anybody wanted to go to the Utah Jazz? No. De'Aaron Fox is like the first guy I ever heard of who wanted to go to the San Antonio Spurs because he's from there. So, yeah, I could see San Antonio. Obviously, you pair with Wemby now. Wemby's got a blood clot situation. He just dealt with this with Damian Lillard. Would I be psyched? On paper, it sounds amazing, but how does that not make you skittish right off the bat? It's this guy has what he's dealing with? That wouldn't give Giannis any pause? I don't know. I could talk down all these teams. You want to know why? Because I'm an irrational Heat fan who is going to talk his way into this saga until they have to tap out on this mother bleeper, okay? Some things could go terribly wrong. The lottery could happen tonight. The Rockets could get the first pick, and then the Heat are they are sunk. It's not going to happen. The Sixers could get the number one pick, and I could sit here and be like, nothing. But do the Heat have multiple picks to give away? Yes, they do. Do the Heat have good young players or intriguing young players that a rebuilding Bucks team would want? I think so. It's not like these guys are bums. It's not like these guys are going to be completely or cast-offs. Now, are the Heat going to go into this thing with a real negotiation, or are they going to try and fleece, right? Because this isn't Kevin Durant. I want Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant would be cool, but I don't want the Miami Heat to have to empty the chamber for Kevin Durant. I think that's stupid. For his age, for where they're at, that's silly. Giannis is the new pivot point of the franchise if they're able to get into a game. But dude, look, I get it. You don't want to hear from me because I'm a carnival barker and I love the Heat and I'm going to talk my way into this. But I've given you my breadcrumbs. I've given you my reasons. Okay? They're not great reasons why you'd want to be here. But they're not really, people will go, well, what about the ring? He wants to be here for a ring. Right. Maybe he does. Maybe he wants to go shoot for a ring. Maybe that's what he wants to do. Maybe he does. Maybe he wants to live in a better place that has a beach. Said that he wants to be in a place with no state tax. I don't know. That's one thing that's always thrown out there. Maybe it is. Maybe that is the thing that is. Wants to be it's been thought that he wants to be in a big city or a glamour market. Maybe he wants to go to Brooklyn. Maybe he wants to go be second fiddle in Brooklyn to the New York Knicks, who could make the Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe he wants to do that. Worked out for Kevin Durant. I'm sure it'll work out this time around for you, Giannis. So, I'm not here to tell you the Miami Heat have the best hand. I'm not here to tell you they have the second best hand. I'm not here to tell you that they're in the top 5 of logical destinations from an asset standpoint. Whatever. You make up the list. I saw today on ESPN, they weren't even in the first, second, or third tier of teams, which seems a little silly. But if you think until I get the actual list of where he wants to go, and by the way, I don't think that he should put themselves on a list. I almost think that he should deny being on a list because that has not worked out. Teams always throw Miami in there to get us all riled up, to get them in the talks, and then it just pisses everybody off. And I told you from the Pat Riley press conference, I was like, he seemed almost pointedly bland to not really, he kind of threw, all Riley said this, change needs to happen. Will it be a step back? Will it be a rebuild? Will it be a long rebuild? Ownership really doesn't want to rebuild? We're not going to rebuild. We're not going to run it back. Our band mentality of the guys. I don't know if they're the guys. Maybe they're the guys. Do they just need an agency? He threw everything out there. He didn't say no to anything. And I almost feel like it was by point. So, you guys, the rat bastards, who want to be miserable and not talk about it and not deal with it, don't. No one is keeping you from being on the internet and muting the word Giannis or muting Greek Freak and going after it. But dude, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what would you rather be doing? You want to talk about who we're going to take with the 20th pick? We'll get to that, baby. You want to talk about who they met logistically? Okay. Because you're all, should we go after Kevin Durant? Yeah. I'll do episodes on Kevin Durant. I'll talk about Kevin Durant too. But you really would, people are making it seem like they would like the Miami Heat to make a public declaration of a statement from Pat Riley to the NBA is we're not even going to entertain Giannis because Heat Balls 69 on Twitter is tired of us making him disappointed with not getting whales. What? Who cares? Like, what do you guys hurt? You guys don't love the fodder? You don't love the chase? Yeah, you do. You're lying to yourself if you don't. So I'm not going anywhere. I will look into this. I will follow people boots on the gram. I wish we had Twitter likes. God, those were the days of getting up false sense of hope when it came to certain free agents. But I'm not going to sit here and quiver in fear because, I might get disappointed because they'll end up being a Rocket. Hey, you know what you should do? Go into this and assume Giannis is going to be a Rocket, and then maybe you'll be surprised. You'll be like, I can't believe Pat pulled it off. I thought he was going to be a Rocket. Don't go about it that way. You put your expectations low then. But am I going to just be like, because you want to know what I'd be like? This is about as well positioned as the Heat have been for a chase in a while. Who are the teams they're up against? A bunch of markets nobody wants to go to? And maybe the Rockets? Okay. It's not like the most vaunted opposition they've had before. It's not. I've seen them in worse places when it comes to negotiations and where they've been. So it's not like it's not like they were with the Spida thing, right? Where they felt lacking of assets or whether they really wanted to get in the game. They got too cute. They're like, no. We don't know if we want to give up Spida for Tyler. I know this was a big thing over the weekend. Spida versus Tyler. I don't want to revisit it. I don't really think it's a hand that the Heat fans should revisit right now on Tyler here. And this is not taking out. People can have their opinions. I think Donovan Mitchell is a better player than Tyler Herro. Would he have been worth the 3 picks? To me, with Jimmy Butler and them, yes. Yes. There's no knock on Tyler Herro. Tyler Herro is a fine player. He's a fine player. And you know what? It is going to be embarrassing for Spida to get gentlemen swept. Good. But this is what I'm telling you right now, okay? If I have to deal with whining and bitching in my mentions because I have the audacity to think about how the Miami Heat could change their franchise when they've never been in a place where that needs to be fixed even more. Because here's the thing with Giannis. This is what I've always wanted, right? Giannis goes to Milwaukee. Cool. Fun. The Dame thing was interesting because it's like you added a guy and he had to almost take a step back to make the guy more comfortable. It just didn't work. He's going to come here, play with Bam or Tyler, who don't want to be the guys. Well, maybe Tyler does. But they're complimentary guys. They're really good complimentary guys. All-star complimentary guys. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, he'll still be the man. He's going to make this city on fire for him coming down here. It's the opposite of Milwaukee and how awesome it is to live here. And you're sitting here in a conference that maybe the Celtics are going to melt down. So what is the toughest thing? You have to slay a frauds Cav team, Knicks, Celtics who are going to break up. Seems like the juggernaut is the Pacers right now. Or you go out west where you have the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Rockets. Maybe you join the Rockets. Okay, maybe that works for you. Maybe the Warriors, the Wolves, who might add Kevin Durant. Possibly whoever gets Cooper Flag. Then you add on top of it, what's the up? You have the Pistons who are on the up and up. Maybe they make a move for Giannis. I don't know. But if I was like Giannis, I'm like, I want to go and win a championship. I know he's gotten bounced from the East. But, like, even still, like, there's been circumstances, his injuries, other injuries. There's no way in hell, if you want to win another ring, you want to go to that conference. There's no way. It's too hard. It's ridiculous. You'd much rather be here. It's silly to think otherwise. And I'm not going to just bow out of the race because you guys are tired of losing at Wales. I already did that year. All right? I did fake Tobin rehab year the year after. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm happy with who I got. No, I'm not happy anymore. Okay? Changes better happen. And by the way, it doesn't have to be Giannis. I'll be happy with Zion. I'll be happy with Ja. I'll be happy with... Even I saw a Larry Marketing trade. I was like, intrigued. That's intriguing. I'm ready, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready to get hurt again because you want to know why? I'll bounce back like a cartoon character, dude. If you don't want to, then bow out. Come back at training camp. I'll let you know what happened. Okay? And maybe it ends with, hey, we're stuck here with everybody else who we already had. We're going to get growth from Pelle Larsson. Maybe that's where we end up. But it literally affects you 0.0%. So hop along, baby. Let's go for this ride. We'll see what happens. Will we end up with Giannis? Probably not. What's it going to hurt you? What's the harm? Just have some fun with me, baby. I'm ready to get hurt again.